Mike downstairs. This around, but if you're okay in hearing, okay? All right. Sorry.
We can't get the video.
All right. Thank you very much, Sarah. And we'll participate. You'll participate. We'll all do well here tonight. So, good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Village of Lake Orion to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
President Van Portley.
Here.
President Pro Tem Narsch.
Here.
Councilmember Hobbs.
Here.
Councilmember Lamb.
Here.
Councilmember Luxinger.
Here.
Councilmember Matheson requested to be excused, and Councilmember Rudd.
Here.
President Van Portley, we have a quorum. Just a reminder, we have one council member participating remote, so all motions have to be roll calls. I forgot that last time. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 4, presentations, we have none. Item 5, call to the public. Anyone wish to address council on non-agenda item?
Ken, I do have a short presentation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would just get, would that be okay?
We're going to step back for a moment, and we have a new presentation just announced. Mr. Lamb.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for letting me make this short presentation. At our last two meetings, I brought up numerous questions about the capture area of the DDA, and then at our most recent meeting, there was some discussion about what would it look like if the DDA capture district were to remove the residential properties and the future development areas. So myself and my staff took the Oakland County Community Development Map, and we very carefully, with the use of the zoning map and the use of the Oakland County Access and with their current parcel information, delineated. So the blue line is the existing DDA district. This is a tax parcel map provided by Economic Development on which it's drawn. They provided the blue line and the base map. The red line is the line that most closely defines the existing commercial and business properties within that downtown development district. So as you can see here in the red, we have removed the residential here, the residential here, the residential in this area, and residential pockets along the back of M24. And so that would be what the red district represents. The black lined items, some of them are labeled here. Let me zoom in. I'm really sorry this isn't on TV. So that other people could see this. You can see these new projects that were talked about taking out of the district because they'll be residential, will be these apartment or condo complex here at the marina, the apartment complex proposed to be built in this area across from Leo's, the apartment complex that may be built down here at the south end of town on the lake, where this is colloquially referred to as the cabins area. And we note that inclusion in the district were the proposed future weed distribution center. I'm not sure what they're called. So that's what this district is. So this map has been forwarded to the Oakland County Economic Development, and they have offered to provide you with economic data and projected future tax revenues so that you may more carefully understand what the effect of the reduced district will be on the Downtown Development Authority's budget. We are hoping to have that available for you tomorrow for the DDA budget meetings, if anyone would care to present this or invite me to such a place. Do I have any questions on this map?
What does same owner boundary mean?
That means that because this is a tax parcel map, it means that these parcels are all owned by the same person, but they have different tax parcel identification numbers. For instance, the lumberyard, these are all their properties, things like that. So it's just to more carefully delineate this project up here, the west development of the high school, the proposed apartments on Elizabeth Street. That's what the black dash line, just to show that those are groupings of property that will be developed. So that was one of the things discussed was what would that look like. So there's one more item, one more map I would like to show you. And this is the same map. But what we have on this map, we've also requested economic development to provide capture data. This district is the core downtown district. These would be properties that are defined as a downtown core center. They're contiguous with each other. They have a harmonious unity of walkability and a very cohesive group of business owners that, as you saw two council meetings ago, are very concerned about their DDA. And they cause it to thrive, and it's very strong. So this is their area. This is where those core properties exist. In many communities, this would be the core area. Why did we highlight this differently from the other? A question was raised by numerous people in the community. Was the participation of these outlying businesses along the M24 corridor conducive to the continued operation of the DDA? Are they participating? Are they contributing? Or are they just tax capture areas? I believe there's an initiative to address each of these properties individually in person and obtain their comments on a survey as to whether or not they know if the DDA exists, whether they wish to participate, what involvement do they have with the DDA. The initial contacts are about 50-50, but we do not have statistical data to present to you at this time. It's a lot of footwork. Yeah, so there, I wanted to present this to you to show you that we're working along those lines to provide the data that you need to make any decisions that you might be interested in making with regard to these matters. So thank you for your time, and if anybody wants copies of these, I can send PDF copies or JPEGs to your emails.
One quick comment, Mr. Lamb.
Yes.
I think at the very beginning you said you and your staff
Yes.
have compiled this, and I just wanted to remind everyone about that that's exactly what this is, a presentation by yourself and your staff.
Yeah, that's me and my son and my wife and anybody else who wants to help me. I want to mention, I didn't at the last meeting mention, but I'm a licensed professional civil engineer, and my expertise is in land development. I have previously served as a professional witness in land dispute issues, and I've had the nice title of special master, where I got to go out and dictate to people where their property lines would be based on my expertise. I'm also a licensed real estate broker and have fulfilled all the legal requirements to make myself an expert in, property sales and transactions. So we're pretty well versed in these kinds of things. So at the last council meeting, someone asked me, like, who prepared this stuff? Well, I did. I think I have 20 hours into this particular 2 maps of my own volunteer free time for the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, progressing forward with a call to the public. No other presentation. I should double check. Any other presentations, Mr. Young, that aren't listed? Okay. Moving on, call the public for non-agenda. Yes, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address.
Yes.
And thank you for coming tonight.
Excuse me. So my name is Jennifer Prather, and I live at 14 Pontiac Street in Oxford, Michigan. And I'm here today as the mom of an Oxford high school student, the high school that captured international headlines last winter when 4 of my son's classmates were shot and killed by a fellow student. Other students and a teacher were wounded on that tragic day as well. Before November 30th, 2021, gun safety and gun violence prevention weren't even on my mind. Today, it's just the opposite. It's always on my mind. Gun safety and the safe storage of firearms has my unwavering focus because I want to do everything I can to ensure that this never happens again. That's why I'm here talking with you today. I'm asking the elected leaders of other towns, cities, and villages to stand with Oxford and help by passing their own resolutions in the hopes that schools in their neighborhoods will never experience this kind of tragedy. My hometown, the village of Oxford, passed the kind of resolution I'm talking about. I've brought a copy of this as an example that could be used as a template or guide for the village of Lake Orion to adopt that promotes the secure storage of firearms. However, I would like to make very clear is what I'm asking has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. I take no issue with the right to bear arms. All I'm asking is that people who choose to own guns store them safely and securely so they don't fall into the wrong hands, especially those of children and unsupervised minors. I'm sure if we all work together, we can turn the tide of rising gun violence in America. Adopting this type of resolution is an important step in the right direction. And I appreciate your time, and I'd be happy to give a copy of our Oxford Village resolution to whoever.
If you might pass it on to the manager, and he'll disperse it
Thank you so much.
back out to the council, and we thank you for your comments.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Close call to the public. Move on to the consent agenda, which has 7 items this evening. Item number 1 is ordinance 23.39, stormwater ordinance amendment, section 51.6, and this is for first reading. Item 2, Tour de Trail and Expo. Item 3, reappoint Christy Gerbeck and Jody Hand to 2-year terms on Parks and Rec Advisory Committee. Item number 4, Parks and Recreation Committee resignation, Shauna Brown. May we send a letter of thanks. Item 5, approval of Village Council regular meeting minute, March 14th. Item 6, approval of Village Council special meeting minutes of March 21. And item 7, Parks and Recreational Advisory Committee regular meeting minutes of February 22nd.
Move to approve the consent agenda?
Support.
Roll call, please.
Hobbs,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
Lux, Singer, Narsch,
Yes.
Rutt,
Yes.
Van Portflea.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you. Item 7, approval of the agenda. We have agenda as it stands, no other changes. Look for a motion to approve.
Move to approve the agenda?
Support.
Roll call, please.
Lamb,
Yes.
Lux, Singer,
Yes.
Narsch,
Yes.
Van Portflea,
Yes,
Rutt,
Yes.
Hobbs.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
thank you. Item 8, public hearings, we have none. Item 9, agenda item for consideration. A, financial matters, invoice register, and bill approval. Mr. Young.
Yes, Council, this evening we have payroll bills paid March 15th in the amount of $27,353.28, and a March 24th invoice register in the total amount of $104,213.72 I'm sorry, it's $108,663, of which $4,449.28 are DDA expenses for a net village expense amount of $104,213.72. Have any questions on any of them?
I'll move to approve the payroll bills paid March 15th of $27,353.28 and the March 24, 2022 invoice register report in the amount of $104,213.72 and receive and file the DDA bills of $4,449.28.
Support. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
support.
Discussion, challenges, questions? Roll call, please.
Lux, Singer,
Yes.
Van Portflea,
Yes.
Hobbs,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
Narsch,
Yes.
Rutt.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Moving on to item B, other items. Number 1, Phaser Asset Management Plan update. I'll give the brief background on this. The Pavement Surface Evaluation and Rating, Phaser, P-A-S-E-R, needs to be updated from 2019 to determine the priority of street repairs for the upcoming years. Attached is a proposal from the village's engineer of record, Nowak and Frost Engineers, dated March 3rd, 2022, and the amount not to exceed $2,700 for the Phaser update. The financial impact would be to up to $2,700 to be funded by the major and local streets engineering accounts. And there's a motion for us.
I'll make a motion to approve the pavement service evaluation rating Phaser proposal from the village's engineer of record, Nowak Frost Engineers, dated March 3rd, 2022, in the amount not to exceed $2,700, and authorize the village manager to sign a contract subject to the review by the village attorney.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Rutt,
Yes.
Van Portflea,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
Lux, Singer,
Yes.
Narsch,
Yes.
Hobbs.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
I'll reopen call to the public. Closed call to the public. Council comments. Mr. Land.
I'm very disappointed that the on TV wasn't working tonight. I had people who wanted to see the on TV and see my maps. I'm very disappointed, Joe.
Is that it, sir?
With regard to the phaser study, I'm anxiously waiting to see the pavement rehabilitation program sometime this year maybe, where we will actually have an implementation of the phaser recommendations in a long-term, like 5-year plan for, repaving our streets.
Yes. We will have that.
Thank you.
Mr. Hobbs?
No comment.
Ms. Rutt?
Just a reminder, so I mentioned in our last meeting that we have Community Build Day set for our playgrounds, so April 23rd for Greens Park and May 14th for Children's Park. There are sign-up geniuses available for that. If they're not on the village website yet, they should be shortly. Or you connect with the DDA or send me an email, rut@lakeorion.org, and I can make sure you get that. The sign-up genius, signing up helps us, and we know how much food we're going to provide. Lunch will be provided for anyone who works. You can sign up for one shift, you can sign up for all day, but we're really looking forward to seeing these playgrounds built. So we need a minimum of 30 people each day to come help us install these playgrounds. And I think that's it.
Will all tools be provided?
No, there will be tools. Our DPW will be providing some tools, and then I'm still waiting for a list, and I will post that or share that as soon as I have the list. May 14th. And so we have an early crew starting at 7:30 in the morning to help tear down pallets and sort and organize, and then slowly ramping up the crew at 8 and at 9 o'clock, hopefully to have a full crew going until we're done. I don't have an end time. I guess it depends on what kind of crew we get, how hard you work, how many issues if you follow the directions the first time, I guess. But our playground rep is committed to being there throughout the entirety of the build, so they won't leave us and say, oh, you took 2 days. So it could take 2. I have confidence in our community that it will only take 1 day, and we'll knock it out.
Very good. Is that it?
I think so.
Mr. Narsh?
I just want to reiterate for anybody listening, council is fully aware, and we discuss often, and you're going to hear more about what we consider the major issues of infrastructure ahead of us. The PASER report is one of those, and getting that batting order of worst to best. Included in that, we're going to start a sidewalk analysis program to determine our sidewalk safety. It's very important for bicyclists. There's a lot of baby carriages rolling out there and little kids walking. And also our sewer lift stations. These are big budget items. We are tackling our our water issues for the last couple of years, but these are big, major infrastructure areas, and we're going to be looking very strongly at those and prioritizing those and looking for funding mechanisms and moving forward. So that's important. I know it's important to everybody in the village. It's important to this council. We're talking about it. And it's important to me to see those batting orders on where we're weakest to strongest. And the only other comment I had is we had kind of internally, we had an email go out on paper reduction, which I'm all for because sometimes the stacks are huge, but we were going to have our tablets or something to review. So there's no tablets. I'm not sure what honestly, I've never used one here. I mean, I know how to use a tablet, but I don't know what the process is, and we don't have any tablets up to look at the rest of the stuff.
We apologize for that. We will make sure they're next time.
Okay, and I might need a tutorial on how I'm sure it's easy, but I've just never used a council tablet. I know we have them. So going forward, thank you. That's all.
I'd like to tag on to the comments about the infrastructure improvement. We also have 2 bridges, pedestrian bridges, and also completion of phase 3 and 4 of our water and sewer. So there's a lot on our plate. And those are all you looked at to, again, get into some type of order to move forward. I'd like to also mention June 4th, the upcoming Tour de Trails. This is a brand new event that will be partnering with communities along the Paint Creek Trail, and I believe it's got the potential to be a very, very good long-term event that will grow and grow. And everyone stay tuned for more on that and be watching for Tour de Trails June 4th. Mr. Young?
Nothing this evening. I will go downstairs and verify whether I believe on TV was shown on the TV, just wasn't shown here, but I will verify that. But I will make sure we're set for next week. The other good news, I did have one other thing. The sound panels are scheduled to be installed next week. So hopefully we'll have improvement in our sound levels here from that. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
I
I
have-
entertain a motion
I
to
just-
adjourn.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah.
Oh, hi, Sarah. I'm sorry, Sarah, I'm sorry. Yes, Ms.
Okay,
Lustig-Gurn.
I don't have anything to say. I just wanted to let Susan know that I am in Lake Orion.
Good, thank you. Located in Lake Orion.
Yeah.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support?
Roll call, please.
Van Portfleet,
Yes.
Hobbs,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
Luxinger,
Yes.
Darsh,
Yes.
Rutt.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Meeting is adjourned.